Okay, I think I found my dream truck. No dents. And she's free.
You got to stop on this. You didn't knock the dirt off. That worked pretty well.
Yeah. Hey everybody, welcome back to Idaho Classic Trucks. I'm Kevin. This is my 71 Ford F250 Bumpside Highboy. It's not technically a Highboy. I know that a few of you have pointed that out in the comments, but it's my tribute to the Highboy. I love those trucks. They're so cool. I still remember the first one I saw. It was up in Terrace Lakes, Idaho. A friend of mine's dad had it. He drove that thing around up in there, and I thought it was the coolest looking truck. I've never really been a Ford guy. This is the first Ford I've ever built, but I'm having a great time on it. So this is a 71 body on a 79 F250 4x4 chassis. I've had to do a few things to make that all work, but so far so good. I have made a ton of progress on this in the last couple of weeks. I've been doing 10, 12-hour days on it. And I'm excited to show you the progress and all the things I've done. And we've also picked a color. I get to show you the color finally. So keep watching. Here we go. We're spraying the inside with the lizard skin. I already did the bottom half. I wasn't quite ready, and I should have done the upper part, but I had to weld all those holes, and I got them all welded and a little bit of body filler on it, smoothed them out. Now this will all have a nice texture in here, the same as this, and I'll do all the way around this way, and then the dash will be painted. Okay, I got all the masking off, and everything's nice and clean and well done. Nothing got on the dash. Sorry for the poor lighting, but I really like this. It just does a nice job. There's a second coat that I could have put on it, but I like it the way it is, and it's just the sound deadening material. I do have ceramic insulation that I can put on it, but like I said, I've put it on the firewall before, after you put this on, and it's very rough. It's a very rough texture. I like this softer orange peel look, so I'm not going to worry about it this time. Okay, so the fuel lines are in. They're all hooked up. I might do some different clamps on the frame later, but this is what I had. There's the filter. Everything runs right up here inside the frame. And then I usually bring it across the cross member right here because the exhaust runs right here. So I run it up here and then I connect it here. And it runs up this way to the throttle body, and the fuel regulator is mounted there now. So that keeps everything clean and behind the motor. And all right, progress, man. I got the cab on for the final time, man. I'm starting to put stuff together here. I think this firewall finish turned out beautifully. Now I can just start bolting stuff on. So we went back and forth on colors, and we finally settled on a slightly modified boxwood green. Now these cards are black, dark gray, light gray, and white. Underneath of here you can probably see that. But I really like this. I think that's nice. It has a nice green to it. And what this is, boxwood green has quite a bit of black in it, which makes it kind of muddy, toward the muddy side. So she took out the black, and it was real nice. But it was real bright. So she added a double shot of green, and that's what we have here. And I really like that. I think it's a beautiful color. There we go. First coat of color. Not quite dry yet. And I'm sure in the video it shows it real minty green, but it's not. It's a boxwood green, slightly modified. I modified it just a little. Thanks to Westco Paint Supply here in Boise. They did a great job. Kathy really did it for me. She took time to mix it the way I wanted it. And in person it's a much softer green. But hey, it's happening. And I got all this done. This is all sprayed and textured. It's a real nice finish. So when this is all done, when this dries and I'm ready to clear coat it, I will clear coat this whole thing here. Not the floor, but just this whole section. But it's a beautiful morning. Okay, I got the dash painted. Base coat, clear coat. Turned out real nice, real nice. And I got all this clear coated. The Extreme Dynamat is in. I love this product. I've had it and installed it in probably over 100 vehicles. I had these 4 sheets left over from my shop and I just set them aside and saved them. And it took all 4 sheets completely to do the whole cab. I love it. This stuff turned out great. And so I've got ceramic insulation, sound control on top and bottom of the cab, inside and firewall side or engine side. And then I've got this. Some people would say, well, gee whiz, that's overkill. And yeah, it is. But you know what? I've found that's what makes the difference between an old vehicle from the 60s and 70s and a new vehicle, a modern vehicle, is the sound and deadening. It's that comfort in the cab. You know, this thing is going to be quiet. The carpet is insulated as well. It just makes all the difference in the world when you're riding down the road and you've got all this protection between you and the drivetrain. You don't have to listen to that. I'll put some on the inside of the doors. I'll put some more and probably either that or just spray some more insulation on there when I paint them. But this stuff makes a huge difference, man. I love it. I love it. I love it. Looks great. So that finishes the interior. The tunnel is in. I got it media blasted and I painted it. Got that on. And everything is pretty much complete in here. The stereo will be here today. And I have the vintage air system all ready to go here. Ready to install. I did all the hoses and the brackets. Got that ready. All the electrical is going to go in next. Okay, so I have all of the wiring done under the dash. I've tried to think of everything. You know, I had this installed at one point. Most of the harness from American Auto Wire. Awesome harness. And I wasn't really happy with the routing, and so I took it back out and redid everything, and really happy with the way it turned out now. I put the Dakota Digital control modules under here. Got a GPS control module for the speedometer and outside temperature. And that keeps it nice and clean up here. This one is screwed to the firewall, and this one is just double side tape Velcro to that. That'll hold real nice. And I didn't cut their wires, the Dakota Digital wires, because I was being lazy, but also, I don't know, I don't really want to start cutting stuff too short and have an issue if I ever want to move anything, or you never know about stuff like this. So I just coiled it up nice and tucked it in there. I pre-wired it for trailer brakes, and that's going to be nice and handy to have that. All new light switch, ignition switch, and I did put intermittent wipers in too. I got the module here for that. And the original cigarette lighter, I'll probably later put a USB in there, but I might just mount a USB under here too, because I like the look of the original dash. I'm really trying to keep the original look as much as possible. And here's the little Dakota Digital button that goes in the hole that used to be there for the brake warning light, I believe it was. So everything's tucked up nice. I got the clutch, hydraulic clutch installed now. I got rid of the rod mechanism, the manual style. Now all this is going to be good. I got my brake pedal in. Throttle is hooked up. I got my tunnel all redone there. The new retro style stereo will be in. It's supposed to arrive today. I did get the glove box and the ashtray media blasted, and those are ready to paint and install. I got the dash pad on here. All of this came out super clean and nice. I did the texture all around. I really like this look. Ruggedized. And it's, you know, I don't have to worry about scratching it. I'm going to use this truck. I want to use it. It's not a pavement princess, you know. I'm going to take it camping and exploring and doing things in it. So there we go. That's nice. I feel good about the whole interior here. I had this, but the handle had broken off on mine, and my friend Corey had one. So he gave me the slider for it, and I just put it inside of mine. I painted this, made it look all new. Looks really good. I cleaned up the parking brake lever, put a new cable in it. This is the SureFit kit from Vintage Air that's for this truck. Anyway, they give you a new glove box too to clear the unit. I like that. Nice vents. And what I did, I just took a Dremel and I cut out this original bezel and got rid of the slider slots that were in it, and went to the computer and drew this basic little plate that fits in there like that. I'll probably epoxy it in. So the Vintage Air bezel just slides right into that, right? And this pops down into the bezel, and it just goes right in there like that there. This plate goes on the firewall like this, right? And there's 4 screw holes right there for it. And that's great. And this goes on here like that there. But check it out. So if I put it kind of where it goes, there's a big gap right up here where there's no rubber, and so there's an opening. And the other issue is that when that thing is lined up on the holes where they go, there's a big old gap here I don't understand. This needs to be right against that, but look where the holes are. If I pull that up, and this plate here is slid all the way down, you can adjust it. So I don't know what's going on here with that. This is all the stuff that came off of this truck. So why does this not work? If I could put the rubber up like that and the steering column like that, that's great. But when I do that, if I push it up where it goes, the holes are way down there. It's way off. So I don't know why that kind of stuff happens. I got to work that out. Maybe you know. Put a comment in there if you know what the story is with that. I mean, this bracket and this bracket came off the truck. I don't have the original rubber piece. And I could put another piece of rubber in there, but I just don't understand why you buy replacement stuff and it doesn't fit. I've seen these where there's like an additional piece of rubber that goes up this way to cover the top part, but still it doesn't explain why the holes are off, why the mount is so far off. I'll have to work on that.